Have you ever poured your heart and soul into chasing someone, only to feel them slipping further and further away? Maybe, without even realizing it, you've handed over your happiness, placing it in someone else's hands. And in doing so, you've turned yourself into an option when you deserve to be a priority. But here's the truth. What comes too easily is often taken for granted. The more you chase, the less you're valued. Yet, something powerful happens when you stop chasing. When you shift your focus inward and start building a life you love. That's when they notice your absence. That's when the energy shifts. But let me be clear, stopping isn't enough. What matters most is moving forward, building a life so rich and meaningful that it no longer depends on anyone else's approval. Don't live to make someone regret losing you. Live to take charge of your own story. Let go of expectations. Stop waiting. Focus on personal growth. Savor every moment. Make the most of each day. And when you do that, whether they come back or not won't even matter anymore. The time is now to write your own story. If you're ready to take that step, leave a comment below saying, "I'm writing my own story." And don't forget, hit subscribe and turn on the notification bell so you never miss insights on Stoic wisdom and modern life. If you loved this video, comment 1. If you think it could be better, comment 2. Your feedback means the world and helps me grow. Thank you for being here, where ancient Stoic wisdom meets modern living. Let's keep growing together. 1. Stop acting thirsty. If you've decided to stop chasing them, you also need to stop acting like you need them, completely. No halfway measures, no sneaky attempts to re-enter their life, and absolutely no desperation. Why? Because desperation is like a bad smell. People can sense it from a mile away. The more you crave their attention, the less they'll care about you. Here's the hard truth. Neediness screams weakness, and nothing repels someone faster than seeing you beg, cling, or kneel for their validation. That stops right now. Think about this. When someone knows you're desperate for their attention, they stop respecting you. Why would they value something that's always chasing after them? Desperation turns you into a puppet, controlled by the hope of being liked or accepted. And as long as you keep dancing for their approval, you're putting them on a pedestal they don't deserve. They become the prize. You become the backup plan, the emotional doormat always waiting in the wings, but never truly valued. But that ends today. Step 1 to end desperation. Stop checking your phone. Don't sit there refreshing your messages, hoping their name pops up. Don't stalk their online activity. Don't overthink whether they've read your text or not. That's puppet behavior, and you're no longer anyone's puppet. If they're not texting you, it's because they're not thinking about you. And guess what? That's okay. The problem isn't that they're silent. The problem is that you've let their response, or lack of one, control your happiness. That ends now. Step 2. Cut out over-the-top gestures. No more liking all their posts. No more unnecessary comments. No more sliding into their DMs with weak opening lines. You know what I'm talking about. Those just checking in texts at midnight. Those fake replies just to spark a conversation. All of it stops. Because acting thirsty tells them their attention is more valuable than your dignity. And that's a dangerous game. Today is the day you take back control. No more chasing. No more begging. No more waiting. Instead, live like you're the one in charge of the story. And trust me, when you stop acting desperate, you'll reclaim your power. And when you no longer need their attention, that's when they start noticing you. But by then, you won't even care anymore. Confidence whispers, desperation screams. When you're truly grounded in who you are, You don't need to announce your presence. You move in silence without seeking approval, and that's magnetic. People respect quiet confidence because it radiates inner strength. Nothing is more attractive than someone who knows their worth and doesn't chase validation. If you want to flip the script, act in silence. Stop seeking attention. Let them wonder what's going on with you. People don't value what comes too easily. The more you push, the more they pull away. But when you pull back, stop calling, stop texting, you create space. And in that space, they'll start to feel your absence. They'll wonder, what's going on? Did I lose them? That's when the energy shifts. But this isn't about manipulation. It's about setting boundaries and reclaiming your self-respect. You're not doing this to make them miss you. You're doing this because you're done wasting time on someone who doesn't see your value. And here's the beauty of it. When you change internally, it shows externally. They'll feel it even if you don't say a word. Stop fishing for compliments. Don't post just to see if they'll notice. Don't share stories hoping for a reaction. If your actions are driven by a need for their attention, you've already lost yourself. You don't need their validation. Your life is worth more than that. When you stop acting thirsty, you'll feel free. The weight lifts. The burden disappears. You'll realize you never needed their approval in the first place. And here's the kicker. When you step back and stop trying so hard, something amazing happens. They start to wonder. They ask why you've stopped reaching out, and that curiosity pulls them in. But here's the best part. By the time they notice, you won't care anymore, because you'll have already reclaimed your power. And once you do, there's no going back. Say this with me. I don't chase, I attract. Make this your mantra. Every time you feel the urge to reach out, seek attention, or wait for validation, stop. Remind yourself of this mantra and let it go. When you stop chasing, everything changes. Your energy shifts. Suddenly, they're the ones wondering what's happening. They think about what they lost. They question if they can get you back. But here's the thing. It's no longer about them. It's about you, choosing yourself. Every time you stop giving energy to people who don't deserve it, you create space for real growth, happiness, and peace. And guess what? That glow, your confidence, your freedom, will attract the right people. No chasing, no trying. The people who truly see your worth will come, and they'll stay. So, next time you feel desperate, pause. Don't send that text. Don't check their profile. Don't wait for their call. Instead, remind yourself, I am enough as I am. Live like you believe it, because the only approval you ever needed was your own. 2. Keep them in the dark. Keeping someone in the dark is one of the most powerful moves you can make. When you cut off their easy access to your thoughts, feelings, and the little details of your life, you completely shift the balance of power. People are naturally drawn to what they can't figure out. Mystery sparks curiosity. If you want them to keep thinking about you, it's time to move in silence. They no longer get to know what's going on in your mind. You shut the door to your inner world, and that locked door will pull them in. Why mystery works. When someone knows where you are, what you're doing, and how you feel, they feel comfortable. No questions, no curiosity. You're like an open book, handing them each chapter without making them ask. But here's the problem. The more predictable you are, the less attractive you become. The moment you stop broadcasting your thoughts and actions, their curiosity kicks in. Why aren't they posting like before? Why haven't they texted back? What's going on with them? And just like that, you're in their head. How to keep them guessing. Keeping someone in the dark doesn't mean cutting them off completely. It's about creating just enough distance to leave them wondering. You don't need to block them or delete your accounts. In fact, subtle hints work even better. Post a beautiful sunset photo. Share a fun moment with friends. Add a caption like, "Big changes coming soon." No explanations, no tags, no context, just breadcrumbs that suggest something has shifted. They'll wonder, they'll overthink, and their curiosity will keep you on their mind, effortlessly. Unpredictability is key. If you've always replied instantly, stop. If you usually post every day, go silent for a while. When they think they know your patterns, break them. Unpredictability creates tension. It forces them to question what you're doing and why you've changed. Mystery attracts attention. And the best part? You're not playing games. You're simply choosing not to give them access to your life anymore. Be vague, on purpose. This applies to conversations too. If they ask what you've been up to, keep it simple. "I've been busy." That's it. No details. If they ask how you feel, stay neutral. "I'm good." They don't need to know more. Why? Because they lost the privilege of knowing the real you. And that realization, it'll bother them more than you think. Let their minds fill the blanks. When you keep someone in the dark, their mind does the work for you. They'll start imagining the worst. Have they moved on? Do they have someone new? Did I lose them for good? Uncertainty creates stress, and stress turns into obsession. They'll check your profile, reread old messages, analyze every detail to figure out what's happening. But here's the truth. They won't find anything. This isn't manipulation. It's protection. Keeping them in the dark isn't about playing games. It's about reclaiming your privacy and peace. You're no longer an open book, and that makes you unforgettable. The best part? You're doing this for you. You're not living to prove a point. You're not trying to make them jealous. You're living for yourself. And that's the most powerful message you can send. Say this with me. I move in silence. Make this your mantra. Whenever you feel tempted to overshare, post for attention, or reach out just to check if they still care, stop. Remind yourself, I move in silence. You're not here to entertain their curiosity. You're here to protect your energy and build a life that doesn't revolve around anyone else. Keeping them in the dark is a lifestyle change. It's not just a tactic, it's a mindset. Not everyone deserves access to your thoughts, feelings, or time. You get to choose who gets to see the real you. And when they realize that door is closed, they'll crave it more than ever. But this time, it's on your terms. So, next time you're tempted, pause. Before you explain yourself, post to get attention, or reach out to check in, stop. Take a deep breath and remind yourself, I move in silence. Let them wonder. Let them sit in the dark, unsure of where they stand in your life. Because the truth is, the less they know, the more they'll want to find out. And by the time they figure it out, you'll have already moved on. 3. Master your time. The key to taking back control. Own your time like a boss. Taking control of your schedule means reclaiming your life. No more waiting for texts, calls, or attention from others. No more rearranging your plans just to fit into someone else's agenda. Now is the time to take back your energy, focus, and priorities and pour them into what truly matters. Here's the harsh truth. If you don't value your time, no one else will. How many days have you wasted obsessing over when someone will text you back? How many plans have you dropped because they suddenly asked you to hang out? Every time this happens, you're not just wasting time, you're lowering your self-worth. You're sending a message loud and clear. My time isn't valuable, and people will treat it exactly how you let them. If you're always available, they'll assume you have nothing better to do. They'll act like you're just waiting for them. But that ends today. You control your time. No more cancelling plans. No more sitting by the phone. No more making your schedule revolve around someone else's availability. When you start treating your time as something valuable, others will too. This is a power shift. And it begins when you decide your time is non-negotiable. Step 1. Stop replying immediately. Just because someone texts you doesn't mean you have to respond right away. You're not obligated to be available 24/7. Focus on what you're doing. Finish your tasks. Answer when you're ready, on your terms. A delayed response sends a powerful message. I'm not your top priority, and you're not mine either. Trust me, they'll notice. And when they realize your attention isn't guaranteed, they'll start valuing it more. Step 2. Focus on what matters. Instead of waiting around for someone to make plans, start building your life. Learn something new, work out, pursue your passions, spend time with people who actually care about you. Let them see you thriving, and if they want a place in your schedule, they'll need to earn it. Your time is precious. Don't waste it on people who don't respect it. Invest your time in building a life you don't need a break from. And when you do that, people will realize they can't just access you anytime. This time, it'll be on your terms. Pour energy into yourself. Fill your schedule with meaningful activities. Workouts to build strength and confidence. Career goals that fuel your growth. Hobbies that light you up. Relationships that actually matter. When your time is packed with purpose, you stop caring who's texting you or who isn't. And here's the irony. The moment you stop being so available, people will start chasing you. Learn to say no without feeling guilty. Your time is limited. You don't owe it to anyone, especially those who don't respect you. If someone calls you last minute and you already have plans, even if it's just a night for yourself, say no. Don't feel bad about it. This isn't selfish. It's setting boundaries. Owning your time is a mindset shift. Stop reacting to life. Start creating it. Don't wait for someone to invite you out. Make your own plans. Don't wait for opportunities. Go after them. When you take charge of your schedule, you stop living in someone else's story and start writing your own. And here's the best part. Once you live like this, everything changes. You'll feel lighter when your happiness isn't tied to someone else's timeline. You'll realize your life belongs to you, and you don't need anyone to validate it. Say this with me. My time belongs to me. Make this your mantra. Whenever you feel tempted to drop everything for someone who doesn't value your time, pause and remind yourself, my time belongs to me. Invest in yourself. Channel your energy into things that help you grow, personally, professionally, emotionally. Focus on your career. Pursue new hobbies. Build better habits. Take care of yourself. And guess what? People will notice. They'll wonder, what changed? Why are they harder to reach now? Their curiosity will draw them closer. But here's the twist. By the time they realize, you'll be too busy living your life to care whether they notice or not. Live with intention. Make every hour, every day, and every decision count. When you start owning your time, you stop chasing people, and that's when people start chasing you. If this resonates with you, I believe this message hit home for a reason. Today is the day you take back your time. Focus, accept the challenge, and finish what you started. Your breakthrough is right in front of you. 4. Set higher expectations. Don't settle for less than you deserve. It's time to start asking for more, from others and from yourself. Stop accepting the bare minimum while holding on to vague hopes that things will magically change someday. The truth is, people treat you the way you allow them to. If you keep settling for crumbs, they'll never give you the whole meal. If you want to be respected, valued, and prioritized, you need to raise your standards and refuse to compromise. Stop settling for less. Settling for less traps you in endless cycles of dissatisfaction. You convince yourself that maybe this is the best you can get, that asking for more makes you greedy or ungrateful. But the truth is the opposite. Accepting less than your worth doesn't just lower others' expectations of you, it lowers your own belief in yourself. You're teaching yourself that less is all you deserve. That stops today. From now on, set higher standards and don't lower them just because someone can't meet them. Whether it's love, friendship, or work, you deserve the best. You're not responsible for shrinking yourself to fit into someone else's limited expectations. If they can't meet your standards, that's their problem, not yours. Your job is to protect your peace, honor your worth, and never compromise. No discounts, no settling, know your value. People who respect you will always recognize your value, and those who don't, they simply don't belong in your life. Remember this. When you raise your standards, you're not just teaching others how to treat you, you're teaching yourself how to treat yourself. You define your worth, not them. Protect your energy. Your time, energy, and presence are precious. The right people will see that and appreciate you. The wrong people will call you difficult, demanding, or try to guilt you for setting boundaries. Don't fall for it. That's not a sign you need to change. It's a sign they're not ready to rise to your level, and when that happens, you'll know it's time to walk away. Asking for more isn't arrogance, it's self-respect. It's understanding that you deserve relationships and opportunities that add value to your life, not drain it. If someone doesn't see your worth, that's their loss, not yours. Your value doesn't decrease just because someone else fails to recognize it. Here's the best part. When you stop settling for the bare minimum, you create space for better things to come into your life. Say this with me. I demand more and will not settle for anything less. Repeat it every time you feel tempted to accept less than you deserve. You're not here to beg for attention, love, or respect. You're here to attract the people and opportunities that align with the best version of you. Keep moving forward. If they can't meet you where you are, keep moving forward. The only way to win this game is to stop playing small and start demanding what you truly deserve. 5. Stop explaining. Let silence speak for itself. One of the biggest mistakes people make is feeling the need to explain everything. Why they didn't respond to a message, why they said no, or why they pulled back. But let me tell you this. You don't owe anyone an explanation. Explaining gives away your power. The more you explain, the more power you give away. You open the door for others to judge, question, or even manipulate your decisions. If you want to take back control, you need to master the art of silence. Explaining is a form of seeking permission. It's like saying, "Is this okay? Do you understand why I did this?" But when you seek permission, you put yourself in a weaker position, one where others hold the power to validate or reject your choices. The truth, you don't need anyone's approval. Your actions, your choices, your boundaries, they are yours, and no one has the right to decide whether they're right or wrong. Silence is a powerful statement. When you stay silent, you radiate confidence. You make it clear, I don't need to explain myself. It shows that you stand firmly in your decisions and aren't concerned about how others interpret them. Silence also forces others to reflect. They start to question how they've treated you and wonder if they did something wrong. When they don't get the explanation they expect, they lose their sense of control, and in that moment, the power shifts back to you. Simple, direct responses. Imagine this. Someone asks why you didn't respond to their text right away. Instead of scrambling to explain, you simply say, "I was busy." No details, no justifications, just a calm, direct response. Or you decline an invitation without offering any reason. Silence sends a powerful message, a message that doesn't need words. Your decisions are yours alone. You're not here to seek approval or please others. Choosing silence isn't rude or dismissive. It's about setting boundaries and protecting your energy. Every time you explain yourself, you give away a piece of that energy. You invite others to question, challenge, or even criticize your choices. But when you stay silent, you keep that energy for yourself. Say this with me. I move in silence, no explanations needed. Let this be your mantra. Anytime you feel the urge to justify yourself, stop and remind yourself, I don't need to explain. You're not responsible for other people's feelings. If someone can't respect your choices without an explanation, that's their problem, not yours. People who respect you don't need explanations. They'll understand that your time, energy, and boundaries are yours to protect. And the ones who demand explanations, they're often the ones looking to control you. Staying silent is how you take that control back. It's how you tell the world and yourself that your decisions stand on their own. You don't need validation to know you're doing what's right for you. Let silence do the talking. So, the next time someone pushes you for an explanation, resist the urge. Let silence do the talking. Because in a world full of noise, silence is the most powerful statement you can make. 6. Shine with confidence. Let them wonder what makes you so special. It's time for you to shine and leave them sitting in the shadows, wondering what just happened. This isn't just about appearances. It's a transformation, inside and out, a shift in mindset, body, and emotions. And most importantly, you're doing it for you, not for them. The goal isn't to make them jealous or win back their attention. No, true confidence is when you become so radiant, so fulfilled, and so unstoppable that whether they notice or not doesn't even matter anymore. But trust me, they will notice. And when they do, they won't know how to handle this new version of you. Transformation starts in the mind. This isn't about revenge or making someone regret losing you. It's about reclaiming your own life. It's about becoming the person you've always known you could be. It's time to let go of the old version of yourself, the one who waited for validation and approval from others. You weren't born to live in anyone's shadow. It's time to rise up, not for them, for you. Step 1. Level up your habits. Start treating yourself like you're worthy of the best, because you are. Work out. Eat healthy. Get enough rest. Respect your body, but don't do it for attention. Do it because you deserve to feel strong, healthy, and unstoppable. And when you feel good about yourself, that confidence will radiate from the inside out. People will notice, even if you're not posting about it. Step 2. Focus on your growth. Learn the skills you've always wanted to master. Dive into your career with laser focus. Surround yourself with people who lift you up, not those who drag you down. Every time you invest in yourself, whether it's through learning, working, or simply enjoying life, you're sending a clear message. I am enough, and I'm making myself a priority. You're no longer waiting for someone to see your worth. because you already know it. Step 3. Let your glow speak for itself. And here's the fun part. When you're busy shining, they will notice. They'll be confused. They'll wonder, why do they look so happy? Who are they spending time with? Are they dating someone new? But here's the best part. You won't give them any answers. No oversharing, no explanations, just undeniable growth. And their curiosity, it'll eat them alive. But by the time they figure it out, you'll already be miles ahead. Say this with me: I shine for me. Let that be your new mantra. Whenever you feel tempted to post something to get their attention or crave validation, stop and remind yourself, I shine for me. The most powerful glow isn't the one they expect. It's the one they never saw coming. And by the time they realize it, it won't even matter to you anymore. Now, go build the life you deserve. Pour your energy into yourself. Focus on growth. Focus on happiness. Shine. Stay quiet and let them wonder. Because true power doesn't come from being noticed. True power comes from knowing you never needed their attention in the first place. 7. The art of saying no with confidence. Learning to say no is one of the most empowering things you can do for yourself. In the past, you've said yes far too often, when you really wanted to say no. Yes to plans you didn't want to join. Yes to people who didn't value you. Yes to demands that drained your time and energy. And every single time, you silently gave others permission to put themselves ahead of you. But that ends today. It's time to say no and mean it. Stand firm in it and watch your life transform. Saying no isn't selfish. It's survival. If you keep giving away the best parts of yourself to please others, there'll be nothing left for you. People will take as much as you allow them to, and they won't stop unless you set boundaries. And here's the hard truth. When you start saying no, some people won't like it. They'll try to guilt trip you. They'll call you difficult, selfish, or ungrateful. But guess what? Their reaction is not your problem. Your problem is protecting your peace. Saying no is an act of self-worth. When you say no and mean it, you're reclaiming control over your time and energy. You stop living by other people's schedules and expectations. Instead, you start living for yourself. That's where true power begins. Every time you say no to something that doesn't serve you, you're saying yes to yourself. You're declaring that your time, energy, and peace of mind are priorities, not afterthoughts. No is a statement, not an explanation. Saying no isn't just about the words, it's about the action behind them. No apologies, no long explanations, just a simple, firm response. No. No, I can't do that. No, that doesn't work for me. And leave it at that. If you start explaining, you open the door for negotiation. They'll pick apart your reasons and try to change your mind. Before you know it, you're doing something you never wanted to do in the first place. So, practice saying no and leaving it there. Say this with me: I say no and I mean it. This is your new standard. It's time to protect your peace, respect your time, and choose yourself. Because when you say no and truly mean it, you're not just setting boundaries, you're taking back your power. Only the right people will stay. The people who respect your boundaries, the ones who don't guilt you for saying no, are the only people worth keeping in your life. So stop apologizing, stop explaining, and most importantly, stop feeling guilty. Say no with confidence. Because the people who matter won't leave when you set boundaries. They'll respect you more for having them. 8. Untouchable, the secret to emotional resilience. Be strong and emotionally untouchable. There's nothing more powerful than someone who remains calm and unshaken by others' actions, words, or silence. When you stop letting people disrupt your emotions, you reclaim full control over your inner peace. Emotional independence is strength. It means no one else gets to decide how you feel. They can't manipulate you, play mind games, or drag you into their chaos. You are the sole owner of that control. And here's the fascinating part. Once you become emotionally untouchable, people sense it, and it drives them crazy. Why? Because nothing is more frustrating than someone who refuses to react. People who know they can control your emotions will keep testing you. They'll push your buttons just to see if they can make you lose control. They feel powerful knowing they have that influence over you. But the moment you stop reacting, the game is over. They lose their advantage. They can no longer manipulate your mood with their words or absence. They realize they never had control over you in the first place. Resilience doesn't mean suppression. Being emotionally untouchable doesn't mean you're cold or suppressing your emotions. It's a choice about how and when to respond. It's the ability to stay calm in the middle of chaos and not let others shake your emotions. That's real power. Stay strong and untouchable. When someone tries to provoke you, walk away. When someone plays mind games, don't engage. Being resilient means no one can break your inner peace, no matter what they do. This isn't about suppressing emotions. It's about mastering them. Take control. Whenever you feel the urge to lash out, chase after someone, or explain yourself, pause. Take a breath and remind yourself, I'm in control. Each time you choose silence over drama, calm over chaos, and composure over impulsiveness, you're strengthening your emotional independence. Say this with me: I am emotionally strong. I am untouchable. This isn't just a mantra, it's a mindset. It's the understanding that your happiness, peace, and well-being aren't up for grabs. They belong to you, and no one can take them unless you let them. Here's the best part. When you become emotionally untouchable, you attract people and situations that align with your peace. You stop allowing anyone or anything to throw your life off balance. And those who used to play with your emotions, they'll either step up or step out. Either way, you win. 9. Become magnetic. Stop chasing, start attracting. It's time to be the one who attracts, not the one who chases. No more chasing, no more begging, no more proving your worth. That's no longer your story. When you're always the one chasing, you come across as needy, desperate, and, let's be honest, easy to overlook. But when you shift your energy and become the one who attracts instead of seeks, everything starts to change. Confidence is magnetic. People are naturally drawn to confidence and independence. That's the energy you need to embody. Imagine a magnet. It doesn't chase after anything. It simply pulls things toward it, calm, steady, and secure in its power to attract without lifting a finger. That's your new role. You don't need to run after attention, approval, or affection from anyone. Instead, focus on becoming the best version of yourself. Let them come to you. The right people will find their way to you. They'll be drawn in, not because you begged for their time, but because you radiate self-worth that can't be ignored. Master the art of letting go. And here's the most important truth. Becoming magnetic means mastering the art of letting go. If someone doesn't care, let them go. If an opportunity slips away, trust that something better is coming. You don't need to force anything. You just stand firm, focus on yourself, and let everything naturally orbit around you. Detachment isn't coldness, it's understanding. It's knowing that what's meant for you will find you. Your energy is too valuable to waste chasing things that were never meant to stay. Happiness starts within. Becoming magnetic isn't just about attraction, it's about creating your own happiness. When you stop looking for validation from others and start finding joy within yourself, people can feel that energy. And it's irresistible. You're no longer searching for someone to complete you, because you are already whole. That kind of confidence draws people in effortlessly. Say this with me: I attract, I don't chase. This is your new mantra. Whenever you feel the urge to chase after something or force it to happen, pause. Remind yourself, I attract, I don't chase. The power of attraction. By adopting this mindset, you stop pursuing things that aren't meant for you, and you start attracting exactly what you deserve. Remember this: being magnetic means standing in your power. You let life flow naturally, trusting that what's meant for you will come and what's not will leave. You don't chase, you attract, and that's the ultimate power move. In my opinion, silence and distance are not forms of manipulation. They are declarations of self-respect. You don't do it to force someone to recognize your worth. You do it to affirm that your worth exists, independently and unshakably. 2. Stop waiting for validation. It's time to stop waiting for validation from others. It's time to start building the life you deserve. Focus on yourself. Don't try to change anyone else. Change yourself. Break free from dependence. Be free and be desired. True strength is letting go. True strength isn't about making someone come back. It's about no longer caring whether they do or not. If this message resonates with you, don't forget to like, subscribe to Stoic Station, and share this video with anyone who needs to hear this. Leave a comment with the affirmation, I attract, I don't chase. Today we talked about letting go of meaningless pursuits and stepping into confidence. Remember, protect your energy, set higher standards, stay emotionally grounded, reclaim your power. This isn't about revenge or manipulation. It's about reclaiming control and becoming the strongest version of yourself. No more seeking approval from others. No more chasing validation. You are the value. You are the prize. And the only recognition you truly need is the one that comes from within. Now, stand tall and move forward with confidence. Live boldly and let others wonder what it feels like to lose you.